Rafa from Straight Jiu-Jitsu here. In this video, we're gonna learn how to escape from the mounts and recover our guard for a single leg X guard. I'm in this bottom mounted position. I want to make sure my elbows are always in a side position inside his thighs, right? So I need to bring both of my elbows right here, and I'm gonna hold his hips. In the gi, I have to be a bit extra careful because there's some collar chokes traps. In this case, because it's no gi, there's not much a bit of a problem being cross collar choked or Ezekiel choke. There's the Ezekiel from no gi, but it's a very low percentage choke in no gi, so I'm not super worried about it. However, every time I see he trying to choke me out, I have to address that. Okay, I'm not gonna be naive and just let him choke me out. But my ideal position with my arms is having my elbows in and the hand on the hips. I must have inside position in order to do this escape, right? So initially, I'm gonna bump Jake forwards and make him post, right? And my goal is lifting his hips up. I physically can't lift him up just using my hands like that. He's gonna be super heavy, I'm not gonna be able to do. However, I can use my hips to lift him up, and I can use my hands to hold. Just go again here. So I'm gonna do my initial bump. He's gonna post the hands. I'm gonna bump him with my hips, and now I can hold him up with my hands. Right? Everything happens in a split of second. So once again, I'm gonna bump him up first, post, elbows in. I bump the second time, I hold. Now my goal is bringing one of my knees in between his legs. Just by having this butterfly hook right here, I'm already back in guard. And my opposite foot, my right foot now, I'm gonna start placing onto his hip with my toes always pointing out. My left knee is gonna connect to my heel in this fashion, and just move to the side here, Jake. And my left foot's gonna hook right there under his butt cheek on the far side. So here I have a strong connection with his hip, and I always have to keep raising my hips off the mat. If I relax, I'm gonna lose this connection. Okay, so let's do this once again from a different angle. Right here, I'm gonna do the first bump. I bring my elbows in. My second bump, I hold him up and I bring one knee in. My opposite foot's gonna step on the hip. My right knee is gonna connect to my heel, and my foot is hooking the far hip right there. This leg here now, I'm gonna do my foot lace and control his leg. This is called the single leg X guard. So I'm getting off mount to a very offensive guard. First thing we're gonna do is just sweeping him. So the sweep is quite easy. All I want to do is, by raising my hips, I always keep my hips off the mat, by the way, as I said previously. So I just need to open his knee towards the outside to knock him over. And now from this position here, I can change my grip. So my opposite hand is gonna cup grip behind his ankle. My left foot is gonna remove from the hip, up on my hand, and now I just need to do a technical stand up to come up, and now I'm ready to pass this guard. Now let's do it once again. Just trying to plan one out. So right here, I bump him up, bring my elbows in, I lift, I hold, I bring my knee, my foot's gonna go on his hip, my toes always pointing out, my knee connect to my heel, and my left hook right under his far butt cheek. My right hand, I'm gonna get my foot lace right here. Now to sweep, it's a very easy job. I just need to keep my hips up and twist everything towards the outside. If I wanna just come off the sweep, I change my grip, hand on the ground, step up, start doing a technical stand up. However, we have an option of doing a straight footlock on my partner as well. Just from the sit position. Yeah. Right. So the straight footlock. It's very important to adjust this grip right here on his ankle first. Okay, so my leg configurations remains the same. I need to connect right this corner here, where my forearm connects to the extension of my thumb right here on my hand. This far corner, I need to connect right here on his Achilles, right? So once I have this footlock here, I need to make sure I have my thumb up all the time, and I'm making this V shape right there. So this far corner, I want to go as far as I can to the end of the Achilles, just where it starts his heel. So I curl, and I'm gonna start sliding all the way. You see that it stops at some point. Once it stops, now I can close my elbow tight. My secondary hand, I'm gonna hold my knuckles like that, and I close my elbows as well, right? Now, my right elbow, I need to hop my right elbow backwards. That's gonna make the footlock a lot tighter. And now I'm gonna start arching my back and pushing off his hip. I want to separate his foot from his body, right? So I'm gonna start arching my back. I look away from him to get the tap. So once I get here, I'm gonna foot lace, I make that V shape, I slide all the way to the end. Once my wrist, you see that it doesn't go any further, I close my elbow super tight. Secondary hands, I'm gonna cover my knuckles like that, close the opposite elbow. I hop back with my right elbow on the mat, and now I wanna look away from him. So I need to arch my back, pinch my knees together, and push away, and I hip thrust all at the same time, right there. Biggest mistake people do that they can't finish the straight footlock is looking if the other person is gonna tap or not. And I start cranking here, checking if he's gonna tap. If I look at him, I can arch my back. I need to look away from him and just wait for the tap. So once I look away, I can arch my back. If I look at him, it's impossible to arch the back. So I look away, arch my back to get the finish. So just once again, in real time. So I bump, elbows in, second bump, bring the knee, connect the hip. Do my sweep, adjust, connect, hop double backwards, arch the back to get the finish. That was the mount escape to single leg X and finishing on a straight footlock. Thanks for watching this video. Please like, comment, subscribe.